Your cat could sleep anywhere in the house. So why does she keep choosing your bed? It may have less to do with comfort than you think. And the exact spot she chooses could reveal something about how safe she feels around you. It's 2 a.m, you're sound asleep, and there it is, that familiar weight settling onto your bed. Your cat has arrived, claiming their spot. It's not random. It's not just about finding somewhere soft. Your cat just chose a spot, and what that choice may say about your relationship might surprise you. Have you ever wondered why your cat ignores that expensive cat bed gathering dust in the corner, or squeezes into your bed even when there's barely enough room? Drop a comment below and tell me where your cat sleeps at your feet, on your pillow, sprawled across your chest. I read every comment and I genuinely want to know your cat's sleeping style. Many cats choose to sleep near the people they trust. To understand why, it helps to think like a cat for a moment. In the wild, cats are both predators and prey. That dual nature shapes a lot of their behaviour, especially around sleep, because sleeping is when any animal is at their most defenceless. So when your cat chooses to sleep in your bed, close to you, it's often a sign they feel safe there. There are a few powerful reasons your cat may choose to sleep beside you. The first is safety. You represent an extra layer of security during the night. Your presence and awareness can create a sense of protection that many cats find comforting. Cats tend to pick sleeping spots where they feel secure, and often that spot is you. The second is warmth. A cat's body temperature runs a few degrees hotter than a human's, so cats naturally seek out heat sources, especially at night. Your body radiates warmth, your bed is soft, and together that's a pretty appealing combination for a heat-loving animal. The third is territory. When your cat needs the bed or rubs their head against you, they're leaving scent behind a way of marking the space as theirs. So the truth is a little funny. Your cat may not think of it as my human's bed. It's more like, this is my bed, and my human gets to share it. And the fourth is social connection. Cats can form strong social bonds with their humans, and sleeping near you is one of the ways that bond can show up in everyday life. It's part of why the idea that cats are aloof or indifferent doesn't really hold up. They just tend to show affection differently than dogs do. So your cat sleeping in your bed isn't just about convenience. It's about comfort, trust, and choosing you over every other spot in the house. And it's worth noting this isn't something every cat does the same way, or on the same timeline. Kittens often start out sleeping piled on top of their litter mates or their mother, so co-sleeping already feels natural to them. Older cats who've spent years as solo sleepers might take longer to warm up to sharing a bed, and some cats simply prefer their own space their whole lives. None of that means they love you any less. Cats just don't all express comfort the same way. If you've recently adopted a cat and they haven't started sleeping with you yet, that's completely normal too. Trust tends to build gradually through routine, gentle interactions, and time, and for a lot of cats, choosing to sleep nearby is one of the last steps in that process, not the first. Some cats take a few weeks, others take months, and a few will always prefer their own space, which is just as valid a personality trait as being a lap cat. But it's not only whether your cat sleeps in your bed, it's where on the bed. Each spot tends to tell a slightly different story. Let's go through them one at a time. Position 1 at your feet. If your cat consistently sleeps at the foot of the bed, here's roughly what that may mean. I like being close to you, but I also like my independence. At the foot of the bed, your cat can stay close while still having plenty of space to move away if something catches their attention. It's a practical spot close enough for connection and warmth, but near the edge so nothing feels trapping. You'll often notice this is also the spot cats gravitate toward if there's any noise in the house, a partner coming to bed later, a dog settling down for the night, or just general household movement. Staying near the edge lets your cat keep half an eye on the room while still being part of the sleeping arrangement. Some cats also rotate between the foot of your bed and the foot of the couch, depending on the time of night or who's still awake, if that sounds familiar. Your cat is probably just following warmth and activity around the house, not picking favourites, But if your cat sleeps beside your body instead, the message changes a bit. Position 2 by your side. If your cat sleeps alongside you, tucked against your hip or nestled near your back, this position tends to point toward companionship and social bonding. Cats that are comfortable and socially bonded often choose to rest near one another. So your cat sleeping by your side may simply be saying, "You're part of my circle." This is often a moderate to high trust position, close enough to feel connected, without needing constant contact. If your cat sleeps like this with their belly even partly exposed, that can be a further sign of comfort. This position also tends to show up more in cats who like being near people during the day too, the ones who follow you room to room, or sit close by while you work. For them, sleep is just another version of that same closeness, carried through into the night. And then there's the cat who insists on your pillow. Position 3 on your head or pillow. This one's adorable and occasionally inconvenient cat fur in your mouth, a paw draped over your face, but there's usually a simple explanation: warmth and scent. Your head and pillow are warm, familiar, and filled with your scent, 3 things many cats find comforting. For many owners, sharing a pillow with their cat is just an everyday reality. This spot often reflects a high level of comfort and closeness. Your cat wants to be near you, quite literally. If your cat does this, quick tip, cracking a window for fresh air or keeping the room from getting too warm can help, since being right next to your face means they're also breathing the same air as you all night. By the way, if you're enjoying this breakdown so far, drop a like and let me know in the comments which position we're about to cover is your cat's favourite. It genuinely helps me know what to cover next. But the next position is even more personal. Position 4 on top of you, chest or stomach. If you wake up with your cat sprawled across your chest or stomach, they've more or less claimed you as their favourite napping spot. There's a practical side to this. Your chest and stomach are warm and soft. But there's also something gentler happening. Your cat can feel your heartbeat and the rhythm of your breathing, which may simply be calming and familiar. Either way, this position usually reflects a strong bond and a high comfort level with you. One thing worth mentioning: if your cat only ever does this in short bursts a few minutes before moving elsewhere, that's still completely normal. Not every cat wants a full night pinned in one spot, and shorter visits to your chest can be just as meaningful as longer ones. And this is where things get really interesting. Position 5 curled into a ball, near you. The classic curled up position, tail wrapped around the body, nose tucked in, is a natural instinctive posture that protects a cat's vital organs. Even cats who've never faced a real predator still carry this instinct. The key detail is where they choose to do it. If your cat felt genuinely unsafe, they'd likely hide under the bed or in a closet. Choosing to curl up close to you, just in a slightly more guarded position, usually just means they're relaxed, but still keeping a little instinctive caution, which is completely normal. Now, there's one more position worth talking about, and it's the one people ask about most: the belly up position. A cat's belly is a vulnerable area, since it's not well protected compared to the rest of their body. So a cat exposing it while relaxed can be a sign that they don't feel the need to stay guarded in that moment. When your cat sleeps belly up around you, it usually means they feel relaxed enough to expose a vulnerable part of their body. That can be a beautiful sign of comfort and trust, but it doesn't necessarily mean they want you to touch their belly. A relaxed belly is not an invitation for a belly rub. Touching it often triggers an automatic defensive reflex. It's not personal, it's just instinct, and the paws and claws can come out fast. Best to enjoy the sight and leave the belly alone. A few other positions can carry a similar meaning. Sleeping on their side with legs extended is another position where the belly is partly exposed, often paired with deep sleep and twitching paws mid-dream. Paws covering their face cats sometimes sleep like this, simply because the position is comfortable or helps block light. And sleeping piled up with other cats or pets can be a sign that they feel comfortable sharing space. It's also worth knowing that most cats don't stick to just one position all night. A cat might start curled up at your feet, drift closer to your side an hour later, and end up sprawled belly up by morning. That kind of movement is completely normal. Cats cycle through light sleep and deeper sleep several times a night, and they'll often reposition themselves as they move between those stages, the same way people shift positions without fully waking up. So if you notice your cat in a different spot every time you glance over, that's not a sign of restlessness. It's just how feline sleep naturally works. If you have more than one cat, you may also notice they don't always choose the same spot relative to each other. Two cats who get along well might sleep touching, back to back, or even sharing the same curled position. Cats who tolerate each other but aren't especially close might sleep on the same bed but at opposite corners, each keeping their own space. Watching where your cats choose to sleep relative to you and to each other can actually tell you a lot about the relationships in a multi-cat household, not just their bond with you. Before we move on, it's worth addressing something a lot of owners worry about. What if your cat never sleeps in your bed? This is genuinely common, and on its own, it doesn't mean anything is wrong. Some cats simply sleep better alone. Maybe they run hot. Maybe they're light sleepers who wake at every shift in the mattress. Or maybe they just prefer a quiet enclosed spot like a cat tree or a closet shelf. Personality plays a huge role here, the same way some people prefer sleeping alone even in a happy relationship. What matters more than where your cat sleeps is how they act with you the rest of the day, whether they seek you out, greet you, or seem relaxed around you in general. A cat that's affectionate all day but sleeps on their own at night isn't sending a mixed signal. They're just a cat with their own sleep preferences, the same as any of us. It also helps to remember that a cat's sleeping location can depend on the layout of your home. If your bedroom door is usually closed, or if there's a draft near the bed, or if another pet tends to claim that space first, your cat might be sleeping somewhere else purely for practical reasons, not emotional ones. Sometimes the simplest explanation really is the right one. A sunny windowsill during the day or a cooler tile floor at night can just be more comfortable than competing for space in your bed. Cats can form strong social bonds with the people they live with, and sleeping near you is one of the simplest, most everyday ways that bond shows up. It's part of why aloof and indifferent isn't a fair label for most cats. They just express affection on their own terms. For a lot of owners, having a cat sleep nearby brings a real sense of comfort too. Even with the occasional disturbed night's sleep, many people find the companionship worth it. Now let's talk about changes. Cats like routine, so when their sleeping habits shift, it's worth paying attention, but most changes are perfectly normal. Usually nothing to worry about. Seasonal shifts, like cooler spots in summer and more snuggling in winter. Exploring new furniture or a new pet bed for a few days. Adjusting their schedule to match a change in yours. Or age-related changes in kittens or senior cats. Worth keeping an eye on, especially if a change is sudden or paired with other symptoms. Suddenly avoiding your bed or room after sleeping with you consistently. New hiding in unusual spots, especially with reduced appetite or energy. Resting or lying in the litter box, or restlessness and an inability to settle anywhere. One unusual night isn't necessarily a warning sign. It's the sudden, persistent change that matters. If the change is sudden or comes with other symptoms, talk to your veterinarian. If you do want to strengthen the sleeping bond with your cat, a few simple things help. Keep the room comfortably warm, with soft blankets or textures to nest in. Add pet stairs or a ramp if jumping onto the bed has gotten harder. Keep the bedroom door open so your cat doesn't feel shut out. Build a simple, consistent bedtime routine, like a little play or petting before lights out. Give them their own blanket or spot on the bed if you want to, and respect it if your cat prefers to sleep elsewhere. That's completely normal too, and doesn't mean less affection. A few practical notes: keep up with flea prevention and vet checkups. Wash bedding a bit more often if you have allergies, and keep the litter box clean. And as a safety note, babies and very young children shouldn't share a sleeping space with pets. One more thing that's easy to overlook: mobility. As cats get into their senior years, arthritis and joint pain become more common, even if they don't show obvious signs of discomfort. A cat who used to leap onto the bed in one smooth motion might start hesitating, taking a run up, or avoiding the jump altogether, not because they love sleeping with you any less, but because it started to hurt. If your older cat has quietly stopped joining you at night, it's worth watching how they move during the day too, and mentioning it at their next vet visit. Sometimes what looks like a change in affection is really just a change in what their body can comfortably do. So tonight, when your cat jumps onto your bed, don't just see a cat looking for somewhere comfortable to sleep. Look at where they choose to settle at your feet, beside you, on your pillow, across your chest, or stretched out and relaxed. That little choice may be one of the quietest ways your cat shows you where they feel safe. Because your cat could sleep almost anywhere, but tonight they chose to sleep near you. If you want to understand more of the hidden things your cat does every day, subscribe for the next video.